cat demands attention. Kneading me all day. And I mean that with like the kneading dough word, not the life or death kneading. Like even though his right hip was injured a few days ago, already he's just multiple times today he's getting up on both his hind legs, like standing up and just pawing me. He did so like 3 minutes before the stream started. So now I have to pet him. I think I'll leave him be now. Well, he's still within arms. Can't tell if he wants more pets or if he's just trying to go to sleep. Alright. That's enough attention whoring for now. Also, I saw you playing The Long Dark Schliff. So I was wondering if you just keep playing that or get to hear eventually. Alright. Oh god, why do they not have a dark version? Uh, okay. Yeah, he seems mostly better at this point. Like he's moving about as he used to. He's not limping anymore. He's getting up on his hind legs pretty often, but it's not quite. He doesn't seem fully healed to me. Just mostly. Hmm. Ah. I have to refamiliarize myself with the burning white hellscape of this bugfest. A long time ago I set that up, and I think I intended to rewrite Zephyrus into Spheragon at the start, and that ended up being too overwhelming a thing, so I ended up dropping it. So my plan right now is just to get straight on with the growth jewelry, manage that, and then add in Zephyrus into Spheragon later on. For now, I'm just going to refresh myself by looking at these things. That's way too many variables. Oh, and globals too. Oh, I know I need to use the globals, but man, if I did not need these globals, I would not be using them. It's just bad practice to have globals because I think anything can access a global. Maybe you can make a static global, but then you can't change it. I should probably get some music on too. Alright. I haven't posted anything in AA lately. Should change that soon. Okay, honestly, it's too many lines. My eyes are kind of just swimming through it instead of reading. So, that'd be a better idea to remember. Better idea to remember what things I had to get done. This jewelry is actually going to be treated as clothing instead of armor. Which is very similar to armor on the back end. See, verbal declaration. What? Oh, right, variables for everything. My god, I can't believe getting them was K-pop. I might have heard that song once or twice. The meme kept cropping up, but man. Yeah, if I struggle my memory to remember a little bit of it, that does sound a bit like K-pop. Okay, no need for health. Wait a minute. Okay, how's this gonna work again? So you know I can use sacrifices. It's always an option. Just gonna go through magical use, base spell cost, probably square root it or something. But how did it degrade? So weapons and armor have durability, but jewelry, clothing doesn't. Also, do I have... I don't think Oblivion's on my desktop anymore. I mean, I have the shortcut to the files so I can edit these, but... Look, if you enjoyed picking apart how game logic works, then you can code. Game logic, it tends to be more apparent in older games, just because they had simpler tools and didn't quite know what they were doing. In more modern games, they figured out ways to kind of obfuscate it a bit and make it feel more like it obeys proper physics, and they aren't dumb AI. How did I even... Oh, I remember. I launched it through Vortex. Right. That's gonna take like 10 minutes to load up. Usually does if I haven't opened it recently. Oh, speaking of, should be a new game on Epics. Oh gosh, Mimic. Oh, Mimicry. Mimicry is cool, but man, that took... Was Mimicry actually that hard? I think I was just storing it. Or bitrate. Oh, the launchers might be consuming all the bitrate, honestly, if they have to upload anything. Maybe Vortex was consuming all the... Alright, let's go to... Games... Activate. I imagine stream's gonna be a low quality until both of these launchers finish their things. Yeah, that's pretty overwhelming just to try and read through the code and then go, I have to replicate all 10,000 lines of this or whatever. This is just main. Fucking over 2,000 lines in main. There's like 40 something, 45 more functions. God. I know some of them are short. Damn, some of these are also pretty long. Foreign data though. Oh man, foreign data. All just file paths. I gotta migrate this to do Sphere. I will with the growth armory though. That's nice. Is that Epic? Oh, that's Epic Games. Alright. As soon as I get the free game, this thing is getting closed. I'll task manager it if I have to. Really wish, gosh, burning bright at night is not good. Like, I'm glad CSE at least lets me make this part black, but like, god damn, that's it. I can't do anything else. Yeah, if there's one thing I change about this table, it'll be to add in an ID code for everything. Because by the end of it, I kind of realized I actually had a unique name for every single entry. So I use that as an ID, but there's like 2 items, maybe even 3, that I kind of want to use the same name for, or it makes sense to. An ID will be better for that. I guess I could edit that in. Kind of diverts from the main purpose though. Alright, so what does growth items need? Well, it needs a way to grow. After that, you need an XP tracker. We need the items themselves. There'll be 3 here, 2 rings and an amulet. You'd be able to change form, which also means changing slots. Which also means multi-slot. That's something I forgot about while making Sephiroth. I had to rewrite half of it. So, oh my god, multi-slot is complicated. Was it get merge? No, merge was a simple thing though. Oh, and the shorter functions. Very small. Probably a set thing, doesn't it? Yeah, I had a naming convention here. Get, it would get data for you. Like, you wouldn't change things with get scripts. Log would always put something out into the console. Load and init are special ones. Objects are, of course, scripts you attach to objects. The script would be attached to the Kuros. Mod would change stuff, like relative to what it was, like you get a +5 onto it or whatever, instead of setting it, which was its own thing. So you couldn't just add +5 to the thing unless you got the old value. That was a benefit of a modding function. Then we had the on stuff, which were all listeners. Offer menu could probably give a different prefix, but I'll refresh, right, because the game doesn't actually run the checks as often as it needs to. Right. Right, I need to close CSE before I can... alright. Let's close that. Let me try. There we go. I remember that being the case a lot, and the stuff still works, but sometimes it doesn't, and it was really weird, but that's just Oblivion for you at this point. Like, sometimes it'll say, yeah, this thing's working, but it's not working. Spring Sale. Hitman 3. I think I have one of the Hitmans. On here, that is. Alright, Tales of the Neon Sea. Why white? Why white? Alright. It's one for next week. What the heck are you downloading now? Killing Floor 2 update. Stop installing them after a while. Especially Arc. Arc is just like, I don't really intend to play the game, and it asks for like 120 gigabytes or something. No thank you. It's a fairly large library at this point. Oh yeah, it's definitely Epic tanking the action now. Oh, I do have a Long Dark too. Wonder when I got this. Oh, it's gonna take a while. Honestly, if I don't let it run now, it's gonna run in a week from now and open up for the free game again. Alright, that's fine. So now we launch this again. And close your eyes until they stop burning. Okay. A couple of windows on the left. It's mostly the item tables and the debug log. There's those two on the left. What? You can show that, right? Epic is aggressive with the network usage as always. Even with a throttler active, it still tanks. There we go. Yeah, it's just here, which has all the items in the game. And I don't just mean all the stuff you can pick up, it's also like all the everything. Anything you can interact with in the engine, that's considered a unit. From activators to containers, houses to walls to stones to sound sources. It's all here. And then debug. What else was there? Prep merge. Oh gosh, what was prep merge? Yeah, I paused the Epic game, paused the launcher. I still see the packet loss being high according to OBS, but the bit rate's also high. No, it's definitely my end right now. I'll try a network swap anyways. There, it's stabilizing. Now, I am going to cancel that. Close that. And that should hopefully keep the connection stable. Yeah, it was all epic. Alright, prep merge. What else was there? Set merge. Oh my god. Oh my god, I think this was it. Was this it? Or was it not? No, this was the main function. This cost me a lot of grief. Yeah, that was epic hogging up all the network, huh? Or not. I'm just observing the bit rate and packet loss for now. I showed it before, the packet loss isn't really a meter or anything, it's just a colored square. Green's good, red's bad. Yellow and our queen. Okay, I'm gonna try switch my network too at this point. It's not really cutting out, but that bit rate and packet loss is all over the Connection doesn't have to be stellar because it's not all that much you're gonna miss if you miss a few seconds, but damn. Still is vexing. Alright. Let's do this properly then. Sephiroth first or Sephiroth? I only need Sephiroth, don't I? I don't have a good no active file. Cat went to sleep just out of arm's reach. Tickled his head, and now he is at least literally awake. Okay. The first thing we'll need to do is create new ring and amulet instances. Wait, how did I make a copy again? I know I use... Oh, if I make a new ID, right? Alright, that means right now... folder. Ah. Yeah. Arcanol or Acronog? Acronog. Alright, changelog. And after changelog comes what? Alright, word log. Okay, now keep work log open on the side. Welcome back, by the way. 3 minutes late on that. Yeah, a good deal of the issues you're seeing is because my Wi-Fi is also being shit. I already switched networks, and it's not terrible improvement. Though it does feel like an improvement, but not desirable. Ring? No ring? Wait, there's 2 rings now. Which means if they have the same name, that's a problem. How do you identify them? Also, I may switch networks again. Being around 1000 bit rate is not nice. Okay, this may or may not be a better viewing experience now. At the very least, I know the Epic Games launcher was part of why it was so shit earlier. The rest is just Comcast. This is what I'm looking at right now. Just trying to copy one, change the ID. I'm now realizing the issue of having them all be. So there's 2 rings. And if I call one left ring and right ring, that feels out of place for the game. So that could be one ring, one amulet. That's not right. You have 2 ring slots. Oh. What if the name of the set could be split into 3? And each piece got a third of the name. Agronoc's not long enough for that, but if I come up with a different name... Yeah, my mind's more focused on what the fuck's up with the Wi-Fi. I'm not actually thinking of a new name. Because, I mean, generally, my internet connection's alright. Not spectacular, but not bad either. With occasional packet loss degree, but like, some days like today, it's just where are the packets? Where do they go? Yeah, I feel you there. Like, Epic Games Launcher as a launcher actually is a basic, is I think the best term I can give it. It hogs up way too much resources while it's active. It doesn't offer that much usability, but it does have free games. That's reason enough to have it. Yeah, you probably got screen caser right now. Not a huge issue though. Unless you actually care about learning the line-by-line coding, which I haven't gotten to yet. I'm gonna try not to think about how shit Concast is and redirect my efforts towards a new name. One that I could split into 3. So the right ring can take one part of the name, the left ring can take the other part, and the amulet takes the third part. So then all 3 come together to make the mod's name. And get a name like that, the problem is solved. I'll have a mug of water. That should help. Having a good swig of water after a while really clears the mind. Or rather, you can feel the hydration sharpening your senses. You know, I think I'll go with the temp name. I'm gonna go with the temp name for now. Heck, we're not quite right. Hey. I mean, that could be partially from my end. I mean, the packets have been dropping and the bitrate with it a lot right now. I've tried the things that I can do. The other thing would be to restart computer, but I don't want to do that while stream's going. I wonder how much other rings weigh. Let's see, a lot of 0.1s, there's some 0.2s. Black band weighs 1. Let's do the artifact rings. 1.2, there's some 1s. 0.75, Ring of the Gray. Ring of Burden, 150. Yeah. So here's the thing, they have a burden spell that can increase your weight. And instead of putting that enchantment on here, burden, instead just increase items weight itself. I mean, hey, same end result, but like, really? Really? Oh, right ring, left ring, cool. Wait, then... A ring can occupy either slot, right? Yeah, that bit rate's hitting 0 way too often for comfort. Alright, let's hit the network swap again. Hope this does acceptable. Okay, so we got right ring and left ring, and... Yeah, alright. So no, a ring can go into either slot. But they have a... either right ring counts as both right and left, or... Alright, let's take a look at this. What, like copper ring? Yeah, right ring. Do I have left rings? Probably all right ring. There's a left ring. Like Brotherhood, you mean the Mages Guild? Because the Ring of Burden comes from the Mages Guild. But, I don't remember the Dark Brotherhood too well. Although, to be honest, I remember the Mages Guild quest because I did that back before I became an omnipotent demigod. Well, actual god. I killed a god to become a god. Anywho, I remember doing that before I became a god. Yeah, that one. It was the Shaden Hall recommendation. The guy's just like, hey, some novice took my ring and scampered off. I think he dropped it down a well. Go and get it from him. And then I'll write your letter of recommendation. And you're like, okay, here's the key to the well. You go out to the well. You go down there. Novice is dead down there. So, your guild chapter head, like, just sent him there to die. Like, hey, I dropped my ring down the well, go and fetch it. Like, okay, I'll go and get it, and then Ring of Burden. Over encumbered, can't swim, end up drowning. Yeah, it still is some bad packet loss and bitrate, but it's better than it was on the other network. It's still not good, but it's better. It's not hitting 0 as much. And then by the time I did it, I think with my stream playthrough, I was at least a demigod at that point, so I'm just like, pick it up. I can carry another 300 kilos. And I have feather spells, so like, and water breathing spells. Like, this ring is not a burden to me. I don't know, there's not... It's a little bit about the Dark Brotherhood, but not a huge amount, honestly. Just jogging my memory on that guild. Because there were some nice twists and turns in that plot, by the way. Like, there really were. That was some good writing. Hmm. I wonder if the Ring of Ritter can go on the right hand. Where would I have even put this thing if I have it? I probably have a storage container just for jewelry, but like, wow. Like the twist with both how you could assassinate the target versus what was actually going on, that was all nice stuff. In the Dark Brotherhood. The Thieves Guild was definitely trivialized by my mastery of illusion magic. Master of Sneak, Master of Illusions, just cast invisibility and start running around at the speed of wind. Or, not. How fast was I even running? I know I could run fast enough to launch myself into orbit if I hit a good slope. But, is that as fast as the speed of sound? Mage's Guild felt short. I mean, looking at it, like the initiation part was like half of it. The initiation part also felt like the initiation into the Mage's Guild. Like that was just the beginning. And you had a whole like 80% more or something. Afterwards, no, that was half of it. That was 50%. Which is why Mage's Guild questline felt really short. So once you're in the guild, it's like, well, there's not much left to do before you Guildmaster. Fighter's Guild was nice because it actually sent you out on some like mundane jobs to start with, and especially it sent you out on mundane jobs that also had things go wrong, very wrong. It's not just like go out and kill 10 rats. Just go out and kill 10 rats, but actually that quest description was wrong. Somebody filed the wrong extermination request and got the facts wrong. They have to get the facts straight. Not kill the 10 rats, because they're somebody's pets. And there was the mine resupply quest. That one I remember, because they don't actually have to die in that one. Like, there's 3 Fighters Guild members you deliver their weapons to, and then they say, hey, you can join us in killing the goblins if you want to. And you can actually join them. Marshall. Oh yeah, Marshall. Marshall! The town rat! It was such a good rat! Yeah, you could join them. You could actually run in after them and fight the goblins with them. Or you could just leave. And if you're running with them, like, they aren't essential NPCs. And your part in this quest is done, so now it's literally just them fighting the goblins. So whether they live or die is completely up to, like, how the fights actually play out. So you can actually help them survive or not. Maybe they could kill the goblins on their own. Or not. I don't know. Kinda depends. I like that part of it. Really did. Unscripted. Blackwood armor is pretty nice. It was nice some of the mod armors, but it's pretty nice. So I guess I'll make them as... okay, how about happiness? That's right, they're all right rings. Except for like ring of circlet of the dark. Just a left ring for some reason. Wedding ring? Okay, either the ring can go onto either hand, regardless of which ring slot it's in. And this just determines which slot it prefers. Or there's some... There's like a number of things that be going on with the right ring, left ring slots, and I can't explain them briefly, which is what I'm trying to do. When I go, boy, I realize I can't. Okay, so... Either these right ring, left ring slot is kind of meaningless, and they probably coded that in and then realized, oh, I have to be able to equip it, all these right ring slots in both slots, so they coded it in the engine that I could take either onto either hand, or more precisely onto either slot, and work, thus rendering these two different slots moot. Or they only coded that logic into the right ring slot, and left ring slot can actually only go on the left hand and can't go on the right hand, which would be a bit weird, but I totally expect that from Bethesda at this point. Or left ring slot's just like unused. It doesn't really do anything. And it has to be on the right ring slot for it to work. I think I'll just make 2 right rings. Play on the safe side. Because if all these rings are right rings and I know they can go on both hands, then I'll just stick with right ring slots. I think I'll stick with a weight point blank, because that's what I see a lot of stuff at. Yeah, I'll stick with... Oh. Okay, I'll leave it as is. Should I flag it as a quest item? No, I shouldn't. I should give it no enchantment. For now, anyways. I'll make a custom enchantment for it later. And a custom script. Yep, create the new form. There we are, right at the top, because the ID starts with AA. Now we take this, and then we just make it left. And keep in mind, we just call it left ring, because we're going to still have it be the right ring slot. And there's the rings. Now for an amulet. Necklace of water breath. Oh, right. There was one fort. Was it Fort Nickel? Maybe it was Fort Nickel. It was to the west of the Imperial City, and I want to say it was to the northwest of the Imperial City. Unless it was southwest. But if you go in there, you'll find just imps at the start of the game. It does level scale, of course, but it'll be just imps at the start. And at the very end, the last chest always has a necklace of water breathing or water walking in it. I forget which one. But like you get a level 2 with water breathing or whatever, which is really, really convenient because I hate drowning. I'd assume you hate drowning too. Ooh, okay, what's the weights? I mean, copper's 3, but like... Dang. Got like 1s for important stuff, I guess. Like Cruelty's Heart, apparently. What, Iasif is a 0.4, Acrobat's Amulet's a 0.6. Hang if that's your fetish. That's 0.6, Amulet Flux of 0.4, 0.6, 0.4, a lot of 0.4s, 0.6, 0.4s, another 0.6, there's a 0.3, finally, Necklace of Personality, and 0.5, Grand Necklace of Personality. A 0.3s, 0.5, 0.3s, 5. Alright. Keep it 0.3 then. Alright, now we have Agronach Amulet, and eventually I'll come up with a new name for this. And then I'll have to change all the ID references. Frick. Frick. I mean, I could leave the IDs the same and just change the overlaying names, but the inconsistency would bug me and may cause problems for other people who look at this stuff in the future. Actually, now I think about it, how is the armor going? Wait, I do have... Yeah, that's enabled. Where is that? Where are the Sephiros items? Oh, would they be under iron? No? No. Oh, there? I don't know where I put the Sephiros stuff. I know the ID is going to start with AA Sephiros, but... where is it? And this huge list of armors and things. Yeah, it's not under iron. Or is it? Maybe I didn't name it AA Sephiros. No, I probably did. Okay, I guess I'll have to crack open the script and see what I can find. This is why I name it AA. That way it always appear at the top. Because this can only be organized by name, by form ID, or by type, not by mod. That's why it's AA Sephiros. AA to put at the top of the list, and Sephiros so you know what mod. Be manager, right? Alright. Oh, DL scaler. Now I know why I named it like that. Because tutorial it said to put like the initials of your name at the front so people kind of know who you are. A little bit of a signature. And scaler, because it scales. That's a typo though. Scaler. That's probably under iron then. Or items armor? Yeah, items armor. Yep, right here. Scale Scaler. Yeah, got a script attached, got no enchantments. Okay. Okay, Mr. Fancy Pants. That's right, I did all the enchanting by scripts. That way you can repair it, because if it starts off with an enchantment on there, and you can't repair it until you have level 50 armor, that's an inconvenience I didn't want you to have. I want this to be something you could use throughout your entire playthrough from start to finish. So it had to be repairable from the start. I think I will save this though. Except for using this tool. Oh, okay. Here, save the USB. What did I name Sephiroth? Did I just name it Sephiroth? I wouldn't be that surprised if I did. No, I can't. Okay. Oh, okay. Can I eat? There's some ESPs. Ah, growth, whatever. Sephiroth, got it. An underscore. There we go. Video file data. This right here. Active files, set a startup file. It's a lot to consider at the start. I guess I could do the work log a bit. Oh, it's so bright. My second monitor is a little bit less bright than my first, which I like. Just moving it to the right. I do not like that. I know how to fix this. Do that. You do that. Alright, what's the date? Right. Right. Wait, did I do full year or just... How do I do this in the other ones? Oh, it's full year. Okay. .1, .04, .01. Again, how did I want to keep this consistent? Okay. Alright, I see. Created ASP. Well, let's go here. see. Yeah, zeros is code. Grows with magic spent. Spell cost square rooted or something. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Still don't recommend playing that game, but hey. Or rather, if you can keep it to a casual level like you have with Warframe, then, I mean, fine. Go ahead. That game's not worth playing hardcore, though. And it kind of nudges you into playing hardcore, but it's not built for hardcore play. It's got conflicting visions and designs going on in there. Like, have I shown you the dialogue interface? Because I think that's like a little perfect microcosm of it. Because it's... I don't know where the screenshot is on my computer anymore. And maybe they changed it. It's been years since I played. I mean, hopefully they have, because it's one of the... It's a very small issue with the game, but it's emblematic, I'd say. Because they have it all fully voiced. But the NPC, even with like facial animation too, and body animation, NPC takes up the left third of the screen. And the remaining 2/3 of the screen is a text box. It doesn't like fade in text, no, it's all right there from the start, including your options to reply. So they have this voice actor that's acting, acting out everything, and they have the animators go in and animate it, as well as procedurally animate it a bit, because that's just a lot of NPCs and lines. But you're not really paying attention to any of that, because everything they're going to say is you've already read on the right, but on top of that, nothing's actually centered in the screen. So what do you even focus on? It's like awkward to look to the left to keep focusing on the NPC, but also a little awkward to look to the right. Just not very good. Like, you can tell the effort they put into it, at least, especially in like part of it, the voice acting and the animation. Even if the animation's probably still crude, because that came in like years after the game had released. But it's all like negated by just another simple choice of the UI design. Great army of Molag Bal. Oh boy. Oh boy. You know, I do have to poop right now. So let's call that BRB. I have returned it. I came up with the name Carfelgen, then I realized, then I thought about, what about, say, the console log, which always referred to Zephyros as Zephyros and Dusfaragon as Dusfaragon instead of, Zephyros Kuros or the Kuros of Zephyros. So all three parts have different names, and what do I refer to them collectively? So when I thought about what other names are there for rings, band. You have the Agronach ring and the Agronach band, which would both take up the ring slot. And that'd work. Oh, yeah. Because it's my left monitor. It had OBS. Where was I with this? I kind of want to throw in all the naming fuss I went through, but at the same time, I don't remember it clear enough to put it into writing, so I think I'll just leave that be. Ah, yeah, so of course I can change the size of it. It's a resizable window after all. It's also this preview. This takes up extra resources to show, so I normally have it off to preserve my frames. And this lets me toggle which monitor I'm on. The mic stuff I'm using, so if it stays at least above -30, I seem to be pretty audible. Sometimes it goes up to the red spikes, that's fine. I have, of course, the audio balancing here, so I see the mic is pretty high. Compared to the others that are reduced, that we can hear me more. A lot of things to toggle. Reviewing stuff. The AOC referral code. The BRB screen is right here. And this is what I'm talking about down here in the lower right. There's the kilobytes per second is the bit rate. I notice when that goes to under 1,000, that's when you guys complain about screen cancer. And there's this square here. That's packet loss. Green's good. Red is basically got 0 bit rate, regardless of what that number says. And yellow or orange it's not great, but still a connection. It's small enough I won't really notice it unless I'm looking for it. So, hmm. Anyway, I'm showing the left monitor because I got these windows here on the left, and I don't want to move them. They're in a good spot. Wait a minute. Oh, right, it was DL Scalar Curse, wasn't it? Oh, body, foot, hand, head, leg, shield. Right, 4 letters. Okay. So I actually want to change that to annual. And that should be fine. I call it necklace, go on amulet. I'll stick with amulet. Nope. Use by zero in your references. Yep. That's been renamed. There's rings.
See, I don't like click on the row, I have to click on the word itself. This is like a 2006 program. It's very old. Very, very old. Alright, the left ring. Should I call it a ring or should I call it a band? I know this thing though. I'm gonna L ring, take off the I. Uh, well, for now, I think I'll call it a band. Yeah. And I can get rid of right. Alright, I have the ring and the band. And now I save, because I don't think this has really crashed on me, but you gotta be careful. I'm just curious what synonyms there are for band, though. Circle, circlet, band, round, loop, hoop, circuit, halo, disc. Circlet sounds nice. Band is what I've used. A loop and a hoop. Hey, Alyssa. You get the last half hour. Also, welcome to the left monitor. Yeah, I guess circlet sounds better than band. Well, I suppose I could actually redefine the entire name, couldn't I? Yeah, circle. Alright, circlet and ring. So now I guess the question that I'm more immediately prompted is how I should handle renaming. So of course you can rename Agronach. No, Sephiros, I can let you rename it. Yeah. Because in Sephiros, I actually let you determine whether Sephiros is a prefix or a postfix, whether it's, say, Sephiros Kuros or Kuros of Sephiros. I let you pick which way it goes for that. And then I think I also pull up. I look at the inning. Oh yeah, that solves it. Yeah, I got the postfix, the prefix. I guess that'll be the suffix then. Why didn't that term come to my mind the entire time I was coding this? Suffix, prefix, suffix. Said I have postfix. Alright. Yeah, I have this, so that's fine. So I could let you redefine whether it's a ring or a circlet or a hoop or a loop or a dupe or a halo. Okay, so there's that part. What do I need? Because I'd say as much time goes into coding as it does into planning it. Because if I can plan ahead everything I need, that makes coding it a lot easier. Otherwise, you have to recode like all of it when you realize you have to reintegrate something you forgot about. Talking about you merging parts. I had to rewrite half of all the Sephiros when I realized that. Like, yeah, everything's working nice. And then I got down to like appearance change. I'm like, oh yeah, I could let you say change it into a row when row takes up 2 slots. And I have to combine the Kuros and the Reeves, and none of my shit accounts for that. And then I had to rewrite everything. And the appearance change goes like towards the very end. So it was a lot to rewrite. Where is it? Set merge? I think it was set merge. Yeah, this is one big function that its whole purpose is just to merge and unmerge parts. Make sure all the stats are actually like lined up and all the trackers are good. So it's like, what was it? Got debug stuff. Well, good news is nobody in Kingdom dislikes you. I think you'll have a easier time making an error. Item equal armor I. Alright, so you have to pass it what? The slot? The default slot? The... Oh gosh, what was data? Okay, that was something... That's like get data, wasn't it? Probably like get form data or something. Forms array. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, I used to know because I coded this, but I don't remember anymore. How else get whatever for? Yeah, new workplace. Alright, now where did I call... Okay, so related. Set merge, it actually does... Yeah, it does call itself set mimic. So other than that, it'd be set global, right? Or manager. Find all. Yeah, yeah, that does set merge, huh? Ah, here we are. Nice. Alright, so we have set merge, forms, default, okay. What the heck do I even use? Oh, here's data. Oh, to call into itself. Yes. Yeah, to call into itself. Use anywhere else? Ah, remerge left over. Again, to call into its. Oh. Oh. Oh, I think I get what data is. Okay, so I think data is all this. Like, slot is the slot that this item specifically takes up. Default is its default slot, or the default slots. Data is the slots that everything takes up. Then we have the heavy armor flag. Then we have its stats and its enchant stats. The index of the armor within the global array. The actual armor ID, I think. The armor array. And then debug flag. So now I just, use I and armor together to get the item ID. And we get the current slot. And then we say, alright, let's check if the current slot is the same as the slot we want it to actually go to, in which case we don't have to do anything. Which is great. And you short circuit it. Short circuiting is the coding term for just, if you realize, oh yeah, I don't need to do anything here, and you just go back. You don't have to. That's what short circuiting is. It's, or at least I learned about it when learning about and/or operations. Yeah. Ifs. Like if x is equal to 8 or x is equal to 92, then do whatever. At which point you just check, oh yeah, x is equal to 8. Cool. Then we just short, and then you think like, okay, check x equal to 8. That's true. Or x equal to 92. That's false. False, no true, make for a true. Alright, we go do the thing. Then short circuiting is just, hey, x is equal to 8. We don't even need to check anything else. It's just, we already got a true. Fabricate claims on paper. I think you have quite the person to do that with. But yeah, I'm just applying that short circuiting stuff to the entirety of the function. As if it's not, oh boy. Slot change. Then I need to get what slots everybody has. Because say you want to turn your cross into a robe, which will take up both the body and leg slot, but your legs are fused with the boots because you got a skirt already. Well, now I have to detect that. Otherwise, you will be without feet. When we merge what is currently the legs with the body, or if depending on which one becomes the parent merge, so like the feet become the parent, then this will say like, oh hey, you don't have a leg slot, so we can't do the merge. You know. Anyhow, slot shared item slots. Oh, and then we have to track all the changes we make, just in case we have to abort for some reason later on. Oh boy. Alright, reserve durability percentage. Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot to check for that, I think. Or at least there's something in that merging part that I messed up when I first put this out. And they weren't properly calculated? No, it would add the absolute values, but it wouldn't adjust for the maximum values. So say you had 80% durability and 80% durability and 95% durability. The two would combine to, of course, make 175 durability out of 200, because I'd add them together. But then when we unmerge them, the max would go down, but I forgot to change the current, so you'd have 175% durability, and that would just keep stacking if you just merged and unmerged and merged and unmerged. So I had to adjust for that and make sure it was doing math on percentages and did averages, because I'm not going to remember. I could track the individual percentages, but then those values change. So I just did averages. Alright, so we do that, preserve durability, so we get the durability stuff. And then iter and stack. Alright, so the stack in this case is all the items that currently share a slot with the thing we want to merge. In this case, the cuirass. So we're probably going to get the legs. At which point we then get a pointer. And we check the item count, because it prevents dupes appearing when loading saves, because that was a thing. So first off, we need to make sure that both object is not item, because I think get slot shared would also return itself, because it didn't really differentiate there. So we have to make sure it's not that. And 0 equals player.get item count object. Then we need to make sure that it doesn't have dupes. So, oh, right, that's why. So it's not the item we're currently merging, because that has to be in your inventory, otherwise we couldn't call this at all. So then we just check, hey, is the item that you need to merge with this as your greaves actually not in your inventory? That does give me an idea of how to dupe things, though. I wonder if I fix that. Oh, wait. Wait. Question mark? Because I think when it comes to set merge, like, yeah, this could be like, oh, hey, you drop the greaves, at which point you have to know in your inventory, so now you get a duplicate of the greaves. But I think I fixed this on the actual check to call it. Like, this function doesn't check if you have the greaves actually. But there's another function that calls set merge. Or rather, when set merge gets called, that it checks if you have the items necessary in your inventory already. I think. That way you prevent duplicates. You return the items and right, you have to use a temp ref because doing add items that's durability to 100%, and it's exactly 100% durability. You can't change its durability. Weird fucking engine bug, but that's the case. So we have to do it as a temp ref so it can actually change the durability. Be what we need it to be. Otherwise you get free repairs or something. And that's just all these, I think, 6 lines. 6-ish lines are. Just let's see, we create temp ref of that object ID. We then give the object health a max health. And then we let the current health be the max health times the durability percentage. Because this dura00 is actually a matrix that I created with another function that gets the durabilities of everything. Which, it's not entirely human friendly, but it's nice, it's coding friendly. Then we just copy it into inventory, and that's that. And then we ARPN added object, so that way if we have to undo it, we can just poof that item back out of inventory. Mark items to be removed later, because if we remove the items, alright, so we have to mark the items that need to be merged, because when I combine your Karos and your Greaves, if I just get rid of your Greaves now, then the Karos now has to combine stats with the Greaves that no longer exist. So I have to just mark them. I have to take a look at them and mark them. And then I merge the stats and then I remove all the mark stuff. So we're left with just the thing that's supposed to be quote unquote merged. I'm not really working on the new thing. I'm just going through the old stuff, huh? It's good though. It's getting my mind back into the programming mindset. Because you cannot just glance at this and understand it. You have to read it, and I have to jog my memory. Alright, so marking for merge, let equip equal player.get equip item. Make sure item stays equipped at the end. Right, because you may be merging it while it's in your inventory, or maybe merging it while it's actually on your person. You want to make sure it stays in that state. So if that item gets added or removed or modified in some way, it could get unequipped. So gotta make sure, gotta take a tab on that state. So that way we can set it to the proper one at the end. And then immediately afterwards, we set it to the slot, the new slot. Then we get the new stuff it's supposed to share slots with. So at this point, the Karos has been changed to a robe. Takes up the leg slot, so now we should get conflict with the legs. Now we make one for... Okay, so missing items and then remerge items. Track remove items in case of abort and track recursive calls in case of abort. Because yes, this is recursive. I'm surprised Oblivion runs as fast as it does with this goddamn recursive function. Anyhow, we have break is just the emergency break, really. The abort flag. And we have let object equals 0, clear the ref for debug reporting. Clear the reference. And then we go through the stack of a shared slot item. So this should just be... So stack should just contain the Karos and the Greaves, because that's what will come back as conflicting with the Karos' slots. At which point we then just go through that, and then we say, alright, if it's not the Karos, so at which point it just be for the legs. Then we mark it. We say, alright, is it in your inventory? We mark it, and then we also have to account for the Greaves being merged themselves, which requires a recursive call. At which point we need to get some data on that we store in a remerge about the greaves to make sure that if they're merged with the boots, that we actually can restore that. And then we have set merge. Again, we recursively call our function on itself, but this time on the greaves to unmerge them. If you can't find the item, then it will abort, but it kind of shouldn't. So it does add the missing item. Hmm. Wait, then would it? Hmm. I mean, not fully understand it. I know this works, but I apparently do not fully understand it because this break flag should trigger when it shouldn't, according to my current understanding. Hmm. Alright, and then we have the break stuff, so like, okay, it's the break flag, fine. Alright, so break is 0. First one we get RA object equals item. So we let break equal 1. Then we go through it again. Oh, okay, if break is 0, if break remains 0 or is flipped to 0, that's the abort flag. Wow. Wow. That is a way to go. Alright, so we have 0, which means something's wrong for the break flag, at which point we say something missing from inventory, aborting set merge. Enable the change form without %n. There still is this whole item count. Okay, I'm gonna run Oblivion. Like, test this. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I had to do some wacky stuff, get Oblivion working the way I wanted, huh? Oh, that's a good April Fool's thing. Oh, that's good. Oh no, it'll detect the video settings. Oh boy. Alright, 1920 by 1080. Aliasing. samples, 970. Buildings, distant trees. I'll dry, I guess. Except for that. Resync off. Okay. Every time there's a driver update, those settings get reset. I don't like it, but I gotta deal with it. Where the hell? These are all test saves, aren't they? So I feel like test saves. Hey, no crash. There it goes, now loads. Alright. So I wanted to check. Let's drop the Greaves. And then right click that. And change the form to... I don't know. White Mage? That not work. Now that works. As intended. So Greaves are gone and replaced with that. Let's say I do that. And then I try to form... Nothing. Nothing happens. Okay. I mean, at least you don't get a dupe, but there should be an error message there. Well, I think I'll call it here. It's 22:31. Not much actual coding was done, but the design part was there. So, thanks for watching. This will be here next week. Tomorrow we go back to Deus Ex Human Revolution. And with luck, I will continue coding off stream, but I don't know. Well, let's just try to light a spark again. Let's see how it goes. I'll definitely have to think about this, though. Before I even start coding, I have to plan everything, huh? Pre-coding, gosh, that's gonna be... See why they write this down. All the stuff I did in college was small enough you could just kind of think it through, or they gave you a design doc anyways to follow. But yeah, I should probably make use of my work log to type out what exactly I want or need. I'll make this a lot easier. Alright, good night.